first tell us more about the SIU's investigation into the shack project in Zanin.
Well, certainly, Shahan, the Premier saying that they take the issue of these allegations seriously. So that's why he says they have now roped in the SIU to look into this issue, specifically with more attention being paid to the issue of the PPE tender scandals. Of course, Shahan, you recall those media reports and allegations that were made by the Sunday Independent with regards to this tender that about 900 million rand was actually paid to over 200 companies in PPE procurement in the province. And of course, the allegations as far as that is concerned, Shahan, is that some of these contracts were irregular contracts and that some of them were actually awarded to friends of the MEC or other senior friends or relatives of high-ranking senior politicians within the ANC. But the Premier, however, saying that this will now form the basis of their investigation. He says, however, Shahan, that he believes that the procurement processes in the province were fair and that there is really followed those procurement processes. He says, though, the SIU will need to dig deeper if at all there is anything untoward that needs to be probed. But he's quite confident at this point that there were no allegations also of some of those family members having received or benefited from this project. But let's take a listen, Shahan, to what he had to say on this probe.
I have also made a special request to the Special Investigation Unit to pay special attention to the allegations that have been raised in the recent past. In this regard, the Special Investigation Unit will investigate COVID-19 related procurement in the three big departments. First, the Department of Health, Department of Education, and Coxter.
So let's also talk about what the Premier is saying about claims of nepotism, and when do we actually see heads roll?
Well, Shahan, we did pose this question to the Premier, whether at all they are looking into these allegations, and all that the Premier could say to us is that according to their records and what they have on the table currently, they have not seen any evidence, prima facie evidence, of any of those relatives or at all if there are relatives that are involved in this procurement processes. So he says, of course, if there is anything untoward, this will form part of that investigation. But from where he stands at this point, he says there's nothing that he has been able to track as far as that is concerned. In terms of whether or not heads will roll, we do know that there has been pressure from Nehao as well as the DA here in Limpopo calling for, among others, the health MEC Matuba to be placed on suspension. The Premier saying that at this point that he will not be placing anybody on a special leave because there is simply no evidence so far to prove those allegations. So he says that the MEC, in fact, he believes that has been doing a sterling job in terms of fighting COVID-19, and so therefore he cannot simply just suspend it due to suspicions or allegations that are made by the media. So he's quite content, Shahan, that he will not be firing anybody or suspending anybody at this point until that SIU probe is completed.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Our reporter Mangoba Nkunu, he's live in Limpopo.